Y'all doing these love spells. Let me tell you the dangerous part of it. If a person don't want you, and you do a spell to make that person come back, did you know every little thing that person don't like gonna come on their mind? Let's say you got a man, right? The only thing make him mad is when you keep going out with your friends or dudes keep hollering at you. Did you know, this how the devil work. The devil would send all them different kind of men to talk to you, knowing your man crazy. All of a sudden, your man want to jump on you, put his hands on you. And men put spells on women too, trying to make that woman stay with him because she fine, she got this and that. I don't want nobody to have him. I'm telling you. Some of these women go crazy over a man. And then all of a sudden, different women in your inbox, all of a sudden, all these folks trying to talk to you, she think you cheating, and you done broke her heart so many times. That woman gonna do something to you and do something to them women too. Y'all better be careful playing with this stuff now. It's real out here.
I want another love spell story because I'm on a roll today. Somebody just submitted this one to me and this one is good. I can't believe you guys are this unhinged. Let's get into the story time. This one is T. We're gonna call this guy Andre. Andre was the one who submitted this story to me, and Andre's Jamaican. So Andre was in a relationship with this girl and they had a very tumultuous relationship. That means for whatever reason the relationship was always toxic. It seemed like they were always getting together and breaking up, getting together and breaking up. Until one day Andre was like, I really cannot take this no more. I really want out of this relationship. I want nothing to do with this. He said that a couple months went by and one day he just felt the urge to just get back together with the girl. So he did. He said that he would later find out that this girl was into some dark shit. Unbeknownst to him, this girl had other plans. She was tired of the back and forth. So after they got back together, Andre said that they always had like a super close best friend relationship where they could tell each other anything. So one day as a joke, she winds up saying something along the lines of, you know, for a second there, I was scared. I didn't think my stuff was working. I didn't think it worked. I didn't think I was gonna get you back. So then Andre asked her, like, what do you mean by that? And she said, as a joke, what if I did Obia on you and that's why you're here? As a joke, though. They both laughed about it and moved on. He also mentioned that upon them getting back together, she was really, really pushy in terms of sex. He said that he was never the type of dude to run a red light, okay? But one day, during that time of the month for his girl, she really wanted to do it. And she convinced him, and they did it. Keep in mind that this girl had already met Andre's parents, and Andre mentioned that his mother never liked his girlfriend. But you know, Jamaican parents are hard to please. One day, the mom came up to him and said, son, I had a dream. Like, I really don't like that girl, you know? I had a dream that your grandmother came to me and told me that she was working Obia on you. Do what you want with that information, but I don't think you should stay with her. Andre is a spiritual dude. Andre's a spiritual dude, but he's like, Obia? I don't know. So he decides to go home and he sat his girlfriend down and started by saying, I know what you've been doing to me, just to see if she would say anything. He said that my mother came up to me and said that she had a dream and went on to tell her what the mother's dream was. And he said, well, does that sound familiar? And homegirl would say, okay, so now here's the tea. She said during one of their back and forth, she said that, well, she read somewhere that blood is a very powerful ingredient to binding. And mirrors are also very powerful magic tools. So she thought, why don't I just combine both? She said that one day she missed him so much that she wrote his name in blood in the mirror and she stood in front of it and summoned him. She was also saying affirmation like, you're obsessed with me, you want me, you love me, you can't leave me alone. She said she didn't think it would work because she had only did it once and it took him a while to get to her, to get back together with her. And she also brought up that time that they did it while she was on her. He said he was utterly disgusted that she would even do something like that. He said he left. He said he did a cleanse on one of the beaches. He wore all white and then walked into the water, dunked his head to try to cleanse himself and get rid of her energy or her spirit around. Well, he successfully stayed away from her. But she, on the other hand, cannot leave that man alone. He says that this girl is literally obsessed with him, like showing up to his house, obsessed with him, get cussed out by his family and still comes back because she wants the man that bad. She told him that if he doesn't get back together with her, that she will unalive herself. And she attempted. Her family found her, took her to the hospital. And when she came back home from the hospital, guess who was the first person she went to go see? Andre. And Andre says that it's gotten to the point where she done fought his mama. It's gotten to the point where she done fought his mama, his sister, his cousin. She done got jumped And that girl don't care. She want that man. He says that she doesn't present as a physical threat to him, but he's definitely afraid for the ladies around him because she has also showed up to his dates, sat on top of his car, and refused to get off the car because he was with another woman. And yeah, now he's thinking about moving because he cannot get rid of her. And the craziest thing is he didn't do nothing. She was trying to get him to be obsessed with her, but some way, somehow, I never heard this before, but a Uno reverse happened and she winded up being the obsessed one. Golly, that was a good one. Thank you, Andre. I really do wish you the best. If you guys wish to submit your stories, be sure to submit them at submitalienstories@gmail.com. And if they're really interesting, then I'll tell them. I have so many more story times available on my YouTube channel, so make sure you guys go on over and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you scroll up to the top of my TikTok page, you see where it says Instagram. If you click on that, both my Instagram link and YouTube link will pop up. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel and go follow me on Instagram since they are banning this app September 9th, 2024. Thank you, abducted aliens. Please, guys, do better.
Y'all imagine casting a love spell on a fucking narcissist and this man end up unaliving you. So y'all, I'm finna give y'all a story time on how this girl end up losing her life all because she wanted this man to fall in love with her. So first thing first, they worked at the same facility together or whatever. And the girl had just started, I think the man, he was there for like probably 2 or 3 years or whatever. So when she came, they placed her in the department with him or whatever. So I guess he was her like trainer. They was like machine operators or whatever. So he was her trainer. He was showing her how to do the ropes and stuff like that to work in the machine. So, you know, as time go on, you know what I'm saying, they chilling. Y'all know how it is when you in a set with a man and stuff like that, and then you end up talking to the man and yada, 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 and it go from there. But from the get-go, I don't think the man was looking for no relationship, and I don't think the girl was looking for no relationship either. But somehow she ended up catching feelings for him, and he was only trying to... So after months and months of them talking or whatever, she came to him and she was just like, you know, I want to pursue a relationship, like where we stand at this point, because we've been talking for a long time. We done messed around, you know, we did this, we did that. So like, what's up? So I don't think he was feeling a relationship. I think he was like in and out with his baby mama or whatever situation he had going on the side. But I know he wasn't really into her. He was just trying to mess around with the girl. And then, y'all, he used to try to like manipulate this girl. He used to like lead her on, love bomb her. You know, it was always one-sided with him. So she was just like, enough is enough, you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of playing games with you. So she laid her foot down. Basically, she was just like, you know, it is what it is. If we're going to be together, we're going to be together. We not, then just leave it the fuck alone. But somehow, I don't know, this girl could not fucking get over him. And then what's so crazy is this man knew that this girl felt some type of way. And he just wouldn't leave her alone for shit. Like, if you don't like the girl, you don't want to fuck with the girl, why you won't just leave her alone? That's what I didn't understand. So then, y'all, they stopped talking for like a minute. Probably like, I ain't gonna say a minute. They probably stopped talking for like a week or two. And they working in the same set, but they wasn't talking. Like, at this point, she know what she doing and stuff like that. So she don't have to talk to him. So, you know, somehow they end up talking. I think he ended up texting her or whatever. I don't know. But somehow they end up talking, start back talking or whatever. And, you know, it was like on the same shit. Like, it's like they never fucking left off. The conversation picked up as if they never got into it. They never had the conversation about her trying to pursue a relationship. None of that. They just picked up where it left off, and she never did bring it back up or nothing like that for a long time. So then months and months go by, they back messing around, they back, you know, flirting and all this other stuff. And then she brings up that she want a relationship again. And he just like, at this point, like, you know, I'm tired of you sitting up here every few weeks or whatever, you bringing up a relationship and all this stuff like that. But he never did come direct and say, I don't want a relationship. He never did say, you know, I don't look at you like that. He never did say none of that. He led that girl on the whole time thinking that, okay, it's a possible chance that we can be together. But he never did tell her, like, he was indirect. Y'all know how narcissist is. So y'all, as time going on or whatever, you know, she was just like, okay, you know, they had started like, I don't know, it's like they would talk and stuff like that, and they would get into it about the smallest shit. And I just feel like, sis, if y'all get into it about the smallest shit, that should tell you this man is not for you. Like, God is not gonna force nothing at all. But obviously she wanted to force it. So they stopped talking for like a month. But she couldn't get over this man for nothing. She kept thinking about him, you know. And it's kind of hard when you working with this person, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of understand that point. But she working with the man side by side every day. She have to look at this man that she done fell in love with. And this man don't look at her the same. After he done strung her along, he done love bombed her. He done told her this, told her that. And now, y'all at this point. So y'all, one day, I don't know, something came across her news feed where it was like, I don't know, y'all know when y'all in a broken-hearted relationship and all this other shit that's like relatable to your situation start showing up on your news feed, whether it's Facebook, TikTok, whatever it is, it starts showing up on your newsfeed. She came across this little love spell, you know, how to get your man and all that. And maybe she was Googling that shit. She probably was Googling that shit. I wouldn't be surprised if she wasn't. So, y'all, this girl started doing her research on love spells. She was, like, trying to see, like, you know, what could happen, you know, how crazy will people go behind a love spell. She just started doing her research about love spells or whatever. She got on TikTok. I think she watched a couple videos. I know she watched a couple videos because a couple of them she shared. So she started watching videos about, you know, the love spell and all this stuff like that. And y'all, every video that I saw that girl had watched or she shared or whatever, y'all, they was basically saying, like, don't do that. People have unalived the other day partner and this and that. You know, it's not that serious, all this stuff like that. But the girl was curious. She was curious as hell. That's why y'all got to be careful what the fuck y'all do and who the fuck y'all trying to attach to y'all. Because, baby, this shit is not no damn joke. But anyways, so she ended up doing it, y'all. She ended up doing it one night, and I think she was like, she didn't have no results the second or third night or whatever. Like a few nights, she didn't have no results or whatever. So she was just like, fuck it, you know, she didn't believe in it. But then this man texted her out the blue. He texted her out the blue, and he was just like, I miss you. And he usually didn't text that, so she was like, damn, okay, you know, he you know, she didn't really think of the love spell either, y'all. She thought that it was just like a coincidence or some shit, like he just, you know, he just texted her because, like I said, y'all, they was on and off all the time, so she just looked at it like it was a normal routine with him. So, y'all, you know, they talking, everything going smooth and stuff like that, you know, for like a week or two. And then he just got to accuse her. Like I said, they work at the same facility or whatever. So he got to accusing her, like every time she would talk to another guy or whatever, or somebody would say hey to her, he was like, damn, you in everybody's face. Like, he would just like make little smart ass comments, but he wasn't really just throwing himself out there to show that he's like he's jealous or something. I don't know. There's probably another terminology I could have used, but yeah, y'all know what the fuck I'm trying to say. But anyways, she was like explaining to him, she was like, you know, she kind of like, why you checking me? You ain't even my dude. Then when I tried to ask you about a relationship and stuff like that, you didn't even want a relationship and all this stuff like that. Mind y'all, I don't think this girl realized that love spell that she put on that man, it actually freaking worked. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna have to make part 2 because I'm on my break and I gotta go back in. Imagine casting a love spell on a narcissist and he unalives you. Part 2. Now, first thing first, before I even start, I just want to say a lot of y'all under the comments talking about, oh, she got what she deserved and all this stuff like that. I agree, she shouldn't have did it, but I don't agree that she got what she deserved, because no person deserves to be unalived by another person. I feel like they both was in the wrong. She shouldn't have did what she did to him, and he shouldn't have killed her. This girl got 2 kids. Y'all got to understand, her youngest kid is 3. And her oldest is 5. And for the ones that saying that maybe he put the love spell on her first, I do agree. I completely agree. Because for some reason, she mentioned that she couldn't get over this man for nothing. No matter what she did, like she stopped talking to him, she was talking to other people, she couldn't get over this man for nothing. So 9 times out of 10, that sound like she was under the love spell too. She just kept saying that she kept thinking about him. She was having dreams about him. Like it was all the signs of, you know, her being under a love spell. Okay, let's finish the story. So, okay, like I said, they was at work or whatever. She was talking to this dude. I think this dude spoke to her. He was asking her something about the job. I don't know what they was talking about, but he came to her and he was like, damn, you in everybody's face. And, you know, she kind of brushed it off. She laughed and all this stuff like that. She was like, I thought you said you didn't want to pursue no relationship and stuff like that. Why you questioning me about who I'm talking to and all this stuff like that? Mind y'all, the way the girl was acting, you can kind of tell that she had forgot. I ain't gonna say she forgot about the love spell, but she probably felt like the love spell didn't work because, like I said, they was on and off, you know. So 9 times out of 10, she probably looked at it like, you know, he just probably checking in like he always do. So they go to their department or whatever, and he came up to her. He was asking her, like, what you and old dude was talking about, what y'all had going on. She was like, nothing, you know, we weren't really talking about nothing and stuff like that. She didn't really go further detail about what they talking about. She just said nothing to him, and he walked away. So she said when she looked up, he was giving her like an evil look. He was giving her like a real evil look, and it kind of scared her. So she went down there and she asked him, like, why you looking at me? You know, she was in a playful mode. She didn't like, she didn't think nothing of it, y'all. She didn't think nothing of it. She didn't think that I don't think she thought that the love spell worked, like I said. So he was just like, when she went down there and asked him why he was looking at her like that or whatever, he was like, why was you in dude's face? That's what I'm trying to understand. You ain't really asked me. You said it was nothing, but I'm trying to understand why you was in his face. And she saying the same stuff, like, why you questioning me and all this stuff like that. And he was just like, don't worry about it, whatever. So they had stopped talking. They left work. He texted her and he was like, you better not be talking to that dude that you was talking to at work. And she was like, that's crazy. And y'all, what's crazy, the girl, I don't know what's wrong with her, but she asked him again about a freaking relationship. And he now, one thing about it, the love spell, I don't know how the love spell works, but he still didn't want to pursue a relationship with her. But it's like he was like obsessed with her. He was trying to control her. He didn't want her talking to nobody else type stuff. So she goes home. Both of them go home or whatever. It's the end of the day. They go home. And she said bye to him. And he didn't say nothing to her. He didn't say nothing to her. He looking at her, you know, crazy and shit. Like, he basically was in zombie mode. I don't know how this shit go, y'all, but that shit is demonic as hell. It's like, I don't know, he changed his whole face structure and stuff like that when he saw her. Like, you know, he would be having a conversation, talking to somebody else, but it's like as soon as he laid eyes on her, it's like he would get in demonic mode. Like, he would just be so evil looking towards her. And she was like, she just didn't understand. So when she got home, she texted him and she was asking him like what all that was about, with you questioning me and you looking at me like that and all this stuff like that. And he was just telling her like, don't worry about it, you will see real soon. Y'all, and I don't want to get emotional telling the story because the shit finna get deep as fuck. So y'all, at this point, they, like I said, they at home, they had went home or whatever. And I think they was out for the next 3 days. They was out for either the next 3 days or the next 4 days or whatever. I don't know. But he texted her and he asked her if he could see her that night. And she was like, yeah, come over and all that stuff like that. And she happy, you know, she not thinking nothing of it, y'all. You could tell this her first time doing some shit like this because she wasn't really playing her cards right. She wasn't cautious about nothing. So he came to her house, you know, he's sitting on the couch, they talking, you know, she offered him a drink and both of them smoke or whatever. She offered him to smoke. And he was like, nah, I don't want none of this shit. It's like he was just evil. He wanted to be in her presence, but it's like he had hate towards her or something. I don't know. It's crazy. But y'all, she said she was sitting on the couch when she offered him to drink and when she offered him to smoke with her. And y'all, he just got up and choked her. He choked her and he was just like looking dead in her eyes. The same evil look he gave her at work, the same evil look he gave her when he walked through the door. He just was looking at her eyes evil as fuck. And when he was choking her, he was just like, you better not give my shit away. You better not give my shit away to nobody. And she was just like, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, you hurting me and stuff like that. Like, get off of me, bro. You hurt me. And he just started laughing. And he went back to his normal self. Y'all. And he just was looking confused. She said he was looking confused. Like, he wasn't even aware of what he just did to her. So she had made up some excuse about her having to do something or whatever to the point where he had to leave or something like that. I don't know. I think she said she had to go pick up her child or something. I don't know. But he ended up leaving or whatever. And he texted her and he apologized to her about what he did. He was like, I'm sorry. I got too aggressive with you and all this stuff like that. So I want to let you know that I apologize. And she was like, oh, it's okay and stuff like that. She thought that shit was sweet. She thought like, oh, okay, you know, he protective of me, or, you know, he just crazy about me, you know. I don't know. But y'all, okay, so the way her house is set up, y'all, she keep her blinds open. She said she keep her blinds open all the time. You know, she sit on the couch, she smoke, she drink, you know, and she just sit on the couch and she vibe and stuff like that. She said for some reason she looking out the window and he passes by. And then she didn't really say nothing. She didn't think nothing of it because she's like, you know, in her head, she's like, that could have been anybody. You know, that could have been anybody. So I'm not just going to say that was him. That's in the back of her head. She thinking that. She didn't say that out loud, but she thinking that in the back of her head. Like, that could have been anybody. So then he comes back around, but this time he's blowing his horn. He blowing his horn hard as fuck. And she just like, what the fuck? Like, you know, what's going on and shit like that. So she calls him. She like, did you just pass by my house? And all this stuff like that. And he just get the clicking on her like, yeah, bitch, it better not be nobody in there and all that stuff like that. I'm gonna come upstairs and beat that door down and beat you down and this and that. He just was threatening her left and right. It's like he would get aggressive with her and then he'll come back too. And he'll just be nice. Y'all, this shit is crazy as fuck. Like, this shit's scary. I'm trying not to cry and all this stuff like that. Cause baby, it gets deep. This man was in this girl bushes waiting on her. Like, he was in her bushes, under her steps, under her car, behind a fucking trash can. Y'all, it got so crazy. Like, he didn't even recognize himself, I don't think, because it's like it was like a switch. You know, one minute he was like real aggressive with her, then the next minute he like, damn, I apologize for what I did. I don't know what came over me and all this stuff like that. That damn love spell. But anyways, I know y'all tired of these parts, but bitch, I'm at work and I ain't losing my job for now one of you hoes. Anyways, I'm finna go back in here. I'm gonna make part 3 a little later, probably when I get back on my break. So at 5 o'clock, I'm gonna make part 3. Tune in.
What happened years ago, this is how I know how crazy that shit will make you. Because when I first started, I didn't know. When I first started doing work, I didn't know how this thing would manifest. It was somebody that put me onto it. And I remember the first time I did a love spell, that shit backfired on me. And when that shit hit me, oh my God, that shit was like, I was obsessed. Like, I felt like I was gonna die if I didn't call my ex. Like, I'll be on the phone. Like, I'll say, I'm not gonna call her. And the batch that the person gave me was like fucked up. They gave me the combination do or whatever recipe, and it was fucked up. So anyway, I would be shaking, jittering, like, I gotta call her. I gotta call her.
Let me tell you about this time this guy was dating, a love spell had got put on him, but not by me. So boom, we living our best lives. Things are going great. And we had this meeting, and she was invited by someone else that we knew. The moment I saw her, it was something in the spirit that did not line up. And my spirit felt very uneasy. It's one thing to see people, she looked like an amazing woman, but my spirit don't lie. Couldn't quite put my finger on it, but there were some oddball things, but I'll let them pass. But I noted them. A week or two later, I had a dream that she placed a spell on the guy that I was dating. He showed me that she put a love spell on him. It was wicked. It was really wicked. Yeah, gosh, you gotta show me proof. You gotta show me proof that she really did this. Me and her had a conversation sometime after that. Let's say we was talking about apples. She changes the conversation and says, hey, have you ever heard of those women that pay $5,000 to put a love spell on a man so he can fall for her? What? So I'm like, no, tell me more. She like, oh, never mind. It's just some silly stuff, you know. Do you think that's desperate if a woman does that? And I'm like, why do these women do that? And you paying $5,000, girl? Why do they? What? She like, oh, in hopes that, you know, they get married to a guy, and you know. But anyway, let's go back to talking about apples. So I said, oh God, protect us. Say my husband, I can move on. Some more time went past. And then she showed up in my dream again, and what she tried to do this time was deceive me. She tried to make it seem as if he was a bad person to me and tell me that I deserve something else so I could be blinded to him, and she funnels in with him while I'm looking elsewhere. He fell for it. I'm gonna just say that. He fell for the spell. The $5,000 must have worked, because the man started treating me different. He wasn't disrespectful, but he started treating me different. And afterwards, I had got proposed to twice by 2 other guys that, yeah. I gave him a warning. Please be careful to anyone that gives you an over extreme of flattery. It may seem right, but I promise you it's not. But when I first met him, the first thing he told me to do was to always use my intuition. And he even used me in different spaces and settings based upon my intuition. But once you put Punani in it, somehow they done forgot that you got intuition. And then God showed me in my dream, this man started messing around with little young hood rats. He started messing with younger girls that was younger than me, didn't even know how to read certain books. And it's Carisha, please. Oh, Lord. I think that just like wrapped it up for me. And then God showed me another dream where she was frustrated because I guess the spell was wearing off because he was messing around. Look, ain't none of my business. None of my business. I cut off communication. I have to protect myself. And sir, if you want to be around here messing around with women that's putting love spells on you, then so be it. But I can't be around it because I have too much to lose. Stop doing matches to get a man. How about just work on yourselves? Don't be too worried about a man that you ain't even worried about you. Work on yourself. Love y'all.
I don't know what's going on, but today God really wanted me to deal with love spells to help you to understand not only how powerful they are, but how dangerous they are. Today, witchcraft is trending, and a lot of people are practicing it because they lack understanding. This is why God said, above all thy getting, get understanding. We all want something, and all too often we come in contact with people that we are attracted to, but they have this mechanism called will. After all, the soul is comprised of the mind, will, and emotions. But if that person doesn't want us in return, there's literally nothing that we can do legally. Think about it. God doesn't even control us. He gave us will and the freedom to express their will. So anytime you try to rob a person of their ability to make a sober decision, you are practicing the illegal act of witchcraft, and you are employing the use of demonic spirits. Demons and blessings don't go hand in hand. You can't use demons and expect to get a blessing in return. The way these spirits work is they will go to that person. Let's say you're a woman and you put a love spell on a man. This is just for example's sake. The way that those spirits work is they will inundate the man's mind with thoughts of you. They will even give him dreams about you. And then there's that false confirmation. For example, his mother may say, hey, I saw old girl at the supermarket yesterday. She was looking really good. Before long, you will have your man if he is not properly guarded. But here's where things get messy. A lot of people don't realize that witchcraft is very similar to drugs and alcohol. It literally brings people under the influence, but it's gonna wear off. Which is why when people practice it, they have to do another spell behind another spell. And before some witch comes in my comments and start arguing and saying, well, I did witchcraft on a man and a woman and they're still together to this day and they never had to do it again. The reason that they never had to do it again was because he got soul tied to her. And even though he may not want her, he's reasoning within himself that, hey, we got kids now. No sense in leaving. I don't know how desperate you got to be to want somebody that does not want you. But once you have your dude, he's going to start sobering up. Again, he may stick around if you have kids, but he's not going to necessarily want you. And yes, he may cheat on you with the woman that he actually does want. But a lot of times, if you keep practicing witchcraft, he will feel trapped. He may feel like there's no way out. Today, there are too many cases of people killing their lovers. And in some of those cases, many of those cases, I don't think we realize you're dealing with a person who put a spell on another person. Not to blame the victim here, but a lot of people don't understand how spiritual warfare works. Using a demon to bring another person under a spell can cause that person to feel trapped, and people do some desperate things when they feel trapped. I'm saying this to say love spells are dangerous. They're sweet in the beginning, but they're incredibly bitter in the end.
So people keep bringing up witchcraft for the okra water, and it just reminded me of a time where I did actual witchcraft with my best friend. And mind you, we were young. We were like 13 years old, so we didn't know any better. But things did not work out as planned. Like crazy things started happening and whatnot. So we're like 13 years old on the swing. I'm telling her about the crush I have. She's telling me about her crush. And she's just like, I read somewhere that you can actually do a love spell. And I'm just like, a love spell? Do tell. So she's just like, all you have to do is write his name, write your name on a piece of paper, and fold the paper up. And it was at the time when Victoria's Secret was really popular, so they had like this perfume called Love Spell. She was like, spray some of that perfume on the piece of paper and put it underneath your pillow and just go to sleep. So she had the perfume. I didn't have the perfume. I ain't had no money to buy the perfume. So I was like, okay, well, you do it tonight and then bring me the perfume tomorrow and I'll do it tomorrow night. So we go home, whatever, and she does it. And then the next day we come back together, and literally that boy was all on her. The boy that she liked was like all on her. They were like this. And I was just like, what? It worked, y'all. So that night I got the perfume from her, and I do the same thing. And I like have my phone next to my pillow, so I fall asleep or whatever. I have the phone next to my pillow. I wake up in the middle of the night, and I get a text from the boy. I like, and I'm like, wait a minute. I know that this just didn't just work like that, right? So at that point, I was like, what? My man. I had that boy wrapped around my finger for like a whole week, y'all. But like weird stuff started happening. So first thing that happened is I caught my period for the first time. And if you know, you know. Caught my period for the first time. And then like I fell down a flight of stairs. I fell down the flight of stairs and I ripped my only winter jacket. Now, this may seem like little juvenile things, but like I said, we were 13. So at the time, like, that's big deal. Like, that's a big deal, those things that were happening. So I was just like, you know what? I think this is like karma or something for me doing that love spell on the boy. I say all this to say that you cannot do anything that will make a person go against their own will. Like, to this day, I'm big on manifestation and all that stuff, but you cannot make a person fall in love with you, and you cannot make anybody do anything against their own will. Like, that's something that we learned in like Disney movies back in the day. So yeah, y'all, just be careful with like any of that stuff. Like, I don't suggest to do it. Like, just stay away from it.
Imagine doing a love spell on somebody and then it all comes back to destroy you. You see my face, so you know I'm back with another spooky story. Someone submitted this story and told me it was about their cousin. We're gonna call her cousin Linda. So Linda met this guy, we're gonna call him Dodo, at work. Linda went from literally barely caring about being at work until Dodo joined the team. Dodo would bring this sense of excitement to work, where Linda was just looking forward to going to work because at least Dodo was gonna be there. So Linda and Dodo would go on to build this friendship, and they were inseparable. They spent a lot of times together at work and outside of work. So Linda really got to know the ins and outs of Dodo. And when they would spend all these times together, it would get late. And sometimes Linda just wouldn't feel safe to like go home, so she would just stay the night. So while getting to know him, Linda admitted to having feelings for Dodo. But no one knew if Dodo felt the same because Linda decided to not disclose that information. And of course, knowing the ins and outs, she knew that Dodo already had a couple of options anyway. But according to Dodo, those women were just sexual relationships. Fast forward one day, Dodo's grandfather unfortunately abruptly passes away. And to help Dodo get his mind off of things, Linda being the best friend that she was, so to take his mind off things, they decided to go out to a bar. They got drunk and came back home. While they were home and Linda was consoling him, one thing led to another and they did the boom boom boom. Now, Linda. Anyway, so the next day they woke up, they didn't really talk about it. Linda proceeded on being there for Dodo throughout his entire grief period. And throughout the period of him grieving, they did not hook up again. However, Linda's feelings grew. One day, Linda finally said, you know what, I'm done hiding these feelings. So she confesses her feelings to Dodo. And Dodo actually felt the same. Dodo actually admitted to being in love with her, and he was just scared of ruining their friendship. So they would go on and have like this flirty-esque friendship. They were basically best friends by day and doing the boom boom boom, making the bed rock by night. Everything was great until Linda was like, when are we gonna be together? We've been doing this cute bestie cat and mouse type of game for a while now, like with T. And every single time that conversation would come up, it seems like there was always a blockage on his end. Linda was ready to be a girlfriend. Shit, Linda was ready to be a wife today. But there was a blockage for him. So Linda thought since her family is already privy with Voodoo, she might as well exercise what she actually knows and just basically give him a little kick to make him see her as, a potential mate. So she did what any reasonable person would do and fed him a voodoo pasta. And that was just step one. Because she likes to go big or go home, she admitted to also giving him a potion. And the man was head over heels. He was so head over heels that he forgot about everybody in his life. That is until his family got involved. His family, knowing that something wasn't right, got involved and decided that they were going to bust him out of this relationship. So one day they got him. All that Linda knew was that she came home one day and that this man disappeared for months. And she had no idea what happened to him or even where to find him. Until one day, being the desperate girl that she is, when suddenly in storms an angry Dodo. To backtrack, when Dodo's family got him, they uncovered the truth about what his girlfriend was doing to him. They took him out of whatever she put him under. When he came back to realize, as much as he tried to ignore the urge, he just had to see her. So he would storm to her house, kick her door down, notices that she was sitting right there, Linda being excited that he came back, but also automatically noticing that his demeanor was different. He beat Linda so bad that Linda suffered such serious surgeries. She has lost all her teeth, dislocated her jaw, broke a few of her limbs, and he attempted to set her house on fire. So she escaped by literally just a hair. One of her neighbors heard the screaming, saw Dodo running out of that house, and ran inside to her rescue. Till this day, she has chronic pain and she is still suffering the consequences of that love spell. That was a submission from Jackmail IT. Maybe hold out before you do that love spell. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this story time, and even more of a thank you for 100,000 followers. If you ever doubt anything, just know, come here. I love you, my abducted humans. And I ain't never gonna stop loving you, bitch. Anyway, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm on my YouTube Zoom. I have so many stories that are longer than these posted on YouTube, so you better go check them out. I've officially reached 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you weren't one of the original 10Ks and you've been watching me all this time, I hope you're ashamed. But it's okay, because it's never too late to join the train. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Like, literally, the link is in my bio. What are you doing? Please? Alright, au revoir. What if I tell you a story about a love spell that didn't end in tragedy? I've been sitting out on the positive love spell stories because you guys are unhinged. Every time I speak to my family in Haiti, I find out something new. This is one of my distant cousin's stories. Now, my father's side of the family is like the breadwinning side of the entire family. So a lot of people look to my father for money and like whatever they would need, like, you know, things to physically take care of them back home. And not a lot of families in Haiti are fortunate enough to have that. To have homes, lands, and to have somebody who lives in the States that is also providing for you. So, you know, Haiti is all about status. And my family in Haiti, not only do we have land, but we have pretty nice property. So my cousin, we're gonna call him Dumbo, meets this girl, we're gonna call her Tia. Now, Dumbo starts dating Tia. Now, here's the thing. Everybody in the family knows Dumbo to be a player. Everybody knows Dumbo to be a whore. He done been with she, your cousin, and probably your mom. Point is, we never expected Dumbo to be in a relationship. But one day, I mean, we don't know when Dumbo met Tia. It's just that Tia just started coming around. And you know, Haitian families, we could be a little possessive, especially when it comes to the men in the family. So when Tia came around once, it was just, okay, that's just, you know. And then Tia came around again, and it's like, whoa. And then Tia just kept coming. So people are like, whoa, Dumbo, what is this? What you got going on? And one day, Dumbo fixes his mouth to say the most unbelievable thing anybody's ever heard. That he is done fucking around and that he has found the one. The onest one. The only one for her. And that he has no interest in any other women. And that he is going to propose to Tia. And that he is moving Tia in to one of our family houses. Now, everybody in the family out there didn't really like Tia because she came in strong, okay? Basically, after moving in, Tia gets pregnant. And one of our great aunts winds up having a dream. It always starts with a dream. And in the dream, it is revealed to our great aunt that Dumbo is under a spell. Tia did something to Dumbo to hold it down. So my aunt goes and tells Dumbo, like, yo, your girl did something. Wake up. And Dumbo has the most surprising reaction because Dumbo says, you know, I wonder who did it first. Bro. He's like, okay, great, because I did something to her. And the family went on to try to break them up because this is not a healthy dynamic. And like, we don't really fuck with this. And at this point, people are like, Tia's just in the family because of what the family can provide. Tia's family didn't come from much. So to date Dumbo is like an upgrade for Tia. The family's like, she's a gold digger. And Dumbo is like, but she is my gold digger. And we're gonna be together forever. And the sooner you guys get used to that idea, the sooner you guys can move on. And they've been together for over 20 years. They ended up going to like this off part of the land and built their own house, had their kid, and they've been together for over 20 years. And they are one happy couple, and their kid seems to be all grown now. Their house dynamic just so happens to work for the both of them. And over time, the family just kind of had to like warm up to Tia because it's like, okay, well, whatever. But yeah, Dumbo and Tia, they hit the Uno reverse and they still going strong. So they don't all end in tragedy. I still don't think you should do a love spell on that man because you hear a lot more horror stories than success stories. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Make sure you follow me on Instagram so that I know it's real. And subscribe to my YouTube channel and join the community of us abducted humans. Duh! Please. Peace out from your favorite Haitian homegirl.